Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is a video that I've been looking forward to doing for quite some time now, and luckily enough we've managed to get the car back. So this one is going to be very interesting indeed. I am obviously, well, we here at SV are known for being a rental performance specialist, and we do get offered the odd car here and there. This one in the background, as you can see, is looking a little bit worse for wear, but it does have its plus points. I basically unfortunately got a message from a guy who'd bought the car a day before and he just lost it in the wet. It basically went backwards into a barrier, also kissed the front end as well. And this, obviously behind us now, is the end result of the unfortunate side of performance cars and what can actually happen. So we've now bought this Megane. It's something that, to be fair, I've been looking for as a track car. The price of these have gone up, so I've struggled to buy one. So I was just kind of waiting for one to come up with the right kind of money. And this is it, basically. It does require a lot of work, and it has had a canny shunt as well. So we're going to basically look to put this back together. I'll show you the damage, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to build these separate series of videos into like a mini series, if you like, and we'll go through the step by step of basically what it's take to fix it, the damage, the parts that we've got, and what the car's like at the end. Now, the big plus point with this car, which I am absolutely buzzing about, is obviously this one has a few little spicy bits, which to somebody like me in a Megane, it's the kind of spec that I would look for. So the car behind us, although it's looking a bit worse for wear at the moment, is actually a fully forged 250. And this engine was only built in March, and it's running a K-Tech 20T hybrid turbo. So this car, in terms of power-wise, it's actually still on its running miles, believe it or not. It was crashed before it had a chance to be properly mapped. So we need to stick a set of 630 injectors in this, and the turbo from K-Tech should flow about 380 horse, something like that. The engine itself was built for 550, so we could run a big Garrett on there, but I think it might be a little bit much for it. I'll flip the camera around, obviously. We'll stop the small talk, and I'll get into showing you kind of what we're up against and what the car's like. So at the moment, obviously this is the front end. I'll just set the camera down and I'll talk through it. So as you can see, obviously it's had a little shunt at the front as well, where it's snapped the back and plate of the bumper. Now, don't get me wrong, that wood plastic weld, but we're going to replace this bumper. I think that might be a little bit too far gone, to be fair. Obviously the back bumper has had a fair old whack as well, so that's quite bad. As you can see, both of those, I might salvage a few bits of parts off that, to be fair. The headlight washers at the back are okay, so I'll maybe salvage them plus with a couple of bits. But most importantly, obviously I'll swing you around and I'll basically show you the car and what we're looking at. So that's as the car sits at the moment. As you can see, it has had a decent shunt at the back. Obviously it's put the crash bar right in, as you can see. Push the boot floor up. You can see at the bottom, obviously, the plastic bit there. These have a plastic boot floor in them. Obviously, it's crushed that as well. Luckily enough, as you can see, it's got a brand new 3-inch turbo back exhaust on, and it hasn't damaged that. So it's hit in the corner, and obviously it's crumpled the boot lid as well. But we have got a replacement boot lid and some other parts there ready to go onto it. Obviously, with it being heavy at the back, as you probably respect, it's also gone into the quarters. So the quarters took quite a hit. But the good thing is for us, once our paint guys get a hold of the car, these quarters should actually pull straight, we're hoping. The roof's good. The roof hasn't took any of it, which is what I was worried about. I kind of bought this car blind and took a chance with it. Obviously, the boot lid's pushed up, as you can see. But again, we're going to replace that boot lid. The gap there is horrible, so it's probably pushed the hinges up. You'll not see a lot in the back. It's still carpeted, but I'll open it up anyway. If it will open up, I don't know. Will it? Yes. So as you can see, obviously it's absolute carnage in here. It's not looking great, but our painters are very good, and they'll strip all that down and sort it out. Obviously the exhaust is an absolute beauty. Again, when this car was built, it was March. It had brand new clutch, brand new swivel hubs, brand new bearings, and brand new slave cylinder. It's got a beautiful set of 9-inch wide Pro Tracks on there as well. Pro Track wheels are awesome. They're very strong, but one has took some damage, which I'll show you in a minute. Obviously interior wise, it's not a high mileage car. I think the shell's only done 70 odd K. Obviously it's put the bag out on the passenger side, obviously where it's hit the back wheel, and obviously put the curtain bag out as well, as you can see there as well. Pretty standard. Obviously, as you can see, it's a genuine cup model, this one as well. It's got the uprated sound system in it as well, which is like an app head unit, I believe. I have not really experienced with those, but it's got that anyway. Obviously there's those lovely Pro Tracks that I mentioned, with some lovely Pirellis on there as well. Those wheels and tyres were brand new not long before it was hit. Obviously at the front is not too worrying. Let's push the wing out a little bit at the top and bevel it out. The bonnet's perfect, it hasn't took anything on the bonnet. And as you can see, obviously the crash bar, it's put the crash bar in as well. The intercooler's fine, it's only just touched the top of the intercooler, so it hasn't affected that. Obviously it's a Wagner front mount there as well, so good quality intercooler for us. I'll go around the passenger side. As you can see, passenger side from here is all nice and straight. That quarter as well, you'll see in the light, the quarter has took a little bit as well. Obviously you can see down here where it's kind of beveled. So we're going to need to do some work. Obviously, hopefully when that back end pulls out, the quarter will go with it. It's mangled that Pro Track wheel. I mean, bearing in mind these Pro Track wheels are extremely strong as well. So if you look at the state of that, I don't know how that's happened. Whether it's hit a barrier or a curb, I don't know. But it's obviously slightly distorted the shape of the tyre as well. So we're going to have to buy a new Pro Track wheel for there. And hopefully the painters can kind of do the rest. Obviously that's in there. There's the headlight, which is obviously mangled the passenger headlight. I think it is, no, driver's headlight. Obviously the seat's knackered, but we're going to put 2 bucket seats, so that's not too much of a problem. But it's hit pretty hard. I mean, like I said, the curtain mags have come out as well. I'm guessing obviously when it's hit that wheel, that's obviously when it's done that. But just a short video of this one, which will show you the start of the repair and basically how things are going to go on. So we'll keep this first video short, and that'll just kind of give you a look at the car in its current form, and it'll kind of let you know what kind of work we've got to do to the car. It is going to be graphed. It's going to be hard work getting it back correct, but we will get there with it. And like I said, obviously the tuning potential with the car is fantastic. The car previously was already category D, so it had already been light damage before it came to us. So we're going to put a 6-point cage in this in yellow and colour coded, a set of Recaro pole positions, and then obviously hopefully once it's fixed we get the tuning. It does run and drive still, the car, but that's it at the moment. Just a short video for the first one, and hopefully obviously we can get things on way in and kind of try and get the car fixed. The problem with us at the minute is, same with most of our stock, there is a queue at the painters. So we are going to be waiting for this one to get in, but I am excited to see where this one goes, and I feel like it will make an awesome car once it's finished. So do stay tuned. This is only part 1, and we'll fill you in the info as of and when we go around and get the car sorted. But this is part 1 of Banana Megane rebuild, banana in colour and also banana in shape at the moment. So hopefully we can get this right and get it good. But stay tuned, and you'll see the videos of us trying to rebuild this car and get it back to its former glory. I was just about to end part 1 with the talk about obviously what's going to happen with the Megane and obviously the damages you see in the previous clips. And then as I did that, we got a little delivery. So first things first, if anybody's looking to buy damaged cars, what's the first thing you should do when you buy a damaged car? Buy modified parts, of course. Do we buy new rear bumpers, new crash bars, get rid of the dents? No, we basically go online and we order a shifter. So here's the first part of the puzzle. Cooler Works, if you know what these are about, these are a cracking bit of kit, these. Now when I first bought one of these, believe it or not, when they first came out for my first Megane, they actually didn't even come with instructions, and obviously Dave, who's part of SV, was fiddling about for ages trying to get it right. So hopefully, yes, Cooler Works have now included instructions, which is always nice. So we'll just open the little box here. Oosh. So there we are. There is the first piece to the puzzle. Will this pull dents out? Probably not. Will it look nice? Definitely. Will it make it go faster? Probably not. But these are a fantastic bit of kit regardless. Obviously, as you can see, if you look at there, I'll get close to the workmanship on these shifters. They're absolutely fantastic, and it just kind of gives the car that little race car feel where the gear stick's quite high up next to the steering wheel. And I always, to be fair, it's one of the first things I buy. If I buy something I'm going to use for track, I always change the shift. I find shifts a little bit sloppy, so we either put one of these in or a short shift kit. But that's one of the first modified parts that we bought anyway, and that'll conclude part 1 with the Megane rebuild. So yeah, Cooler Works shifter, and we'll get that one in. Maybe before it even goes for paint, I don't know.